Hello, welcome to Mac's tutorial on Microsoft Excel. This is proudly Nigeria. I'm Mark Cecilia. Today we'll be covering pivot table. Often at times when we have data in Microsoft Excel, we want to analyze such data. One of the tools we use to achieve this result is what we call pivot table. By using pivot table, we can draw conclusions regarding certain data. In this spreadsheet, we have the sales report 2016-2018 for maxcomputers.ng. We want to analyze the data. It has the record of over 100 entry, and we want to see the performance of the sales representative within this period. The first thing we could do is highlight our data. Once we highlight our data, we click on the Insert tab. Under the Tables group, select Pivot Table. The Create Pivot Table dialog box appears. We can as well select our data here if we had not selected it initially by clearing off whatever record you have in the table stroke range and select the actual data. I'm going to do that again. Once you're done, within the section you have, choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed. You could either choose a new worksheet or you could choose an existing worksheet. I already formatted a worksheet named result for my pivot table, so I'm going to use an existing worksheet. In the section that has location, I'll just click within the box, then click on the sheet that has result. Then I will select the cell where the pivot table is to start from. So it's A6, so I'm clicking on A6. After that, I'll click on OK button. Here is my pivot table. The first thing I want to introduce you to is this pivot field. For me to have data represented within the pivot table, I have to either check one of the field. Let's say I'm checking sales representative. You can see data for sales representative appears on the pivot table, or I could as well drag. In this case, I'm going to drag quantity, so the data for quantity appears. The first report we want to have is to find out the sales representative that sold more often. So here, instead of summing the quantity of the sales made, we're going to count the quantity of the sales made. So I'm going to down to values. Under values, I'll click on the drop down arrow for sum of quantity and click on value field settings, then choose count and OK. So it counts the number of time each sales representative sold. Once I achieve that, I'm going to click on the drop down arrow against row labels and choose more sort option. In the more sort option, I want to see the sales representative that sold more times. To do this, I'll have to choose descending order, and then the drop down arrow, I'm going to choose for count of quantity and the OK. So from these, I could realize that the top sales representatives that sold more often are eBay Chule and Frank Agada. So I'm going to copy and right click and paste the value. I just want to paste the value. So this is the result. Now another thing I want to find out is the top sales representative based on quantity sold. Another way to get to the value field setting is to double click the field header. I'm going to double click the field header for quantity sold and I'm going to choose sum and OK. You can see the total number of quantities sold by each sales representative and it's arranged in descending order. And from here I can realize though Chule and Frank Agada both sold the highest number of times based on quantity, eBay Chule sold more. I'm going to highlight the data, copy and paste only value. Then the last analysis we want to do, we want to see the top 5 sales representative based on income. Here I'll click within pivot table, uncheck quantity. Rather than uncheck quantity, you can as well drag quantity back to the check area. I uncheck quantity and I choose total sales. The total sales will tell us which sales representative generated the most income. So once I do that, rather than come to the drop down arrow here under values and choose value field setting, I simply go to the field header of sum total sales and double click. I want to do some number format. I'll click on number format, choose currency, decimal place. I don't want any decimal place. I'll reduce it to 0. Symbols, I don't want any symbols. I'm going to choose none and okay. Once I'm done, assuming I want to change the field header here from sum of total sales to revenue generated. And once I'm done, okay, so the changes applied. We have revenue generated, but I want to see the top 5 sales representatives based on income. I'll click on the drop down arrow against row labels and choose more sort options. Check the sending order, that's Z to A. Which column or which field is it supposed to present in descending order? I'm going to check revenue generated and okay. So here you can see that though eBay sold more often, had the highest number of quantities sold, Amadou Saliu generated the most income, and eBay truly is not among the 5 top sales representatives based on income generated. This is our analysis. There's one thing I do most times. Rather than copy just part of the result, I could copy the entire result. By doing such, it's copied the futures of the pivot table. I'm going to copy the entire result and paste on more on PT worksheet. Right click and paste. It as well copies the features of the pivot table. Here I could decide to have more columns and make changes as desired. I could decide to have my sales representative on columns. I could decide to see fewer sales representatives on columns. So it depends on the result you want. I'm going to check the product and quantities sold. Here for external CD-ROM, we have a total of 120 quantities sold for this product. Assuming there was a mistake from the source table, we want to find out how to effect sort changes. We have a total of 120 external CD-ROM sold. There was an error, and in the error, instead of having 15 here, we're supposed to have just 5 external CD-ROM sold by eBay Truly, but we accidentally had 15. So I'm making the correction. But once I go back to my pivot table on more PT worksheet, I still have 120 indicating as quantity sold. It has not affected the changes of less than 10 sold by eBay Truly. To achieve this result, we're going to go to Analysis tab. Under Analysis tab, we go down to Data Group and choose Refresh. By refreshing the data, the changes made will be affected. Instead of having 120 external CD-ROM sold, we are having 110. This is how to use pivot table. If you have any questions on pivot table you would want us to cover, please kindly ask and you'll have our reply soonest. Hi, I'm Markway Cecilia. Any suggestion, correction or comments that will help make this video interactive and informative is highly welcome. Kindly like or subscribe to this video. You can as well make requests for video you would like to have on Excel. Thank you for choosing Max Tutorial. Proudly Nigeria. Thank you.